One boot off. Sat on my pack. This is Pack City. We're a little dent. We got a dent. So I gotta drink some venom before I even crack this beer. I might crack this beer after midnight. Then I will be eating tacos next. Yeah. Put my things up. One sock. Oh, two socks. Got enough paper towels. Jack mail. Jack mail. My tacos cost $2.70. Thanks for stopping by, silly for real. I'm making double-decker tacos. Mmm. I hope tomorrow's Monday. Please tell me tomorrow's Monday. I could use hot sauce. Okay. Okay. Oh, you got a package coming. Wow. Is it the total package Lex Luger? Spoilers, I need to know what's in your package. You got a new stock for your airsoft? Cool, cool. What looks amazing, your stock or your taco? Taco. Yep. Taco. Tortilla. Okay, some red sauce. Red sauce. White sauce. See? Red and white sauce. Smear. Give it a good smear. Looks like a dirty diaper. And you drop the crap taco because it's not good by itself. You need to blow it up. And now it's better. It's better. You need 6 tacos in a bag. 6 empty shells in a bag. Go crazy with the extra mayonnaise on top. Oh man. Don't waste your mayonnaise. Finish the package. Okay. Let's see. I just upgraded. It's like 12 cents better. Soft and crispy. It is good. I got my beer. That's for later. I need to finish my Venom. I might be up till lunch. Yesterday I was up till like 10 in the morning. If I do a whole hour show before midnight, I still might be up till lunch. I mean, I might be up 13 and a half hours. When did I wake up? 6? Probably. 5:30? So I've been up 5 hours, 4 hours. At 5:30 a.m., I'm dangerous to people on that schedule. I taunt them, stay awake. no matter who you are. And I complain about the world discriminates against people who wake up at 5 p.m. It's still easier. Life is better, more prosperous to be on the first shift. But when you start working as a janitor, they send you to the third shift. And this third shift. Third shift is non-essential. In a blizzard, they won't bring you in. Hulkamania is running wild tonight. HULKAMANIA. Is RUNNING. WILDINTHESKYTONIGHT. Shout out to my mod in chat, UNICORNNINGA. Who else is in here? I mean, UNKNOWM_UNK. YEAHICANTDOGRAVEYRDSHIFT. IDONTKNOW. I watched that spell rap video today, and I'm like, now I'm spelling everything. I watched a meme video. Now I'm spelling everything. CHEERS. A TOAST. Rafflemonger with the Virtual Fighter 3 shilling. I'm gonna look at a Virtual Fighter 3 shill. A new Virtual Fighter project. I see a map and stairs are moving. It's got moving stairs. A map with moving stairs. Wow. The entire map is just moving stairs. Montenegro, yep. I love those people. Those are those are the people who don't want to see me. I'd have better luck moving in with Ellen and being accepted in her neighborhood. could go and live with Ellen in England, or I can go live with somebody in Montenegro. Yeah, Ellen DeGeneres. That's right. Yeah, that's my girlfriend, Ellen. She likes to hit it, dude. Ellen the Degenerates. I'm a Degeneration X. She's part of the clique, bro. The Degeneration X. Ellen DeGeneres. But I mean, I also like Rosie O'Donnell. She's so hot. I like that. Taste her neck. Hey, there's no kids. Remember, goodbye, kids. YouTube is no longer finding kiddos. We would get all the little kids off YouTube. Can't wait. We're going to talk about porn stars now. I think my favorite porn star was Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan was... We watched Hulk Hogan have sex. I'm not making shit up, guys. Hogan is... There was a comment about Hogan in the sky. He's up in the sky. He's gonna hit the ceiling, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I saw Hogan's sex tape like 14 years ago, and there's not much to look at, and it's like a 480p video. It ain't even 720p, dude. This video is a solid. I wouldn't call it 30 frames per second. It's like, this is like some security camera footage, 15 frames per second, 480p. You want to talk about, don't worry about the racist shit. Talk to straight when his dick was flopping around. Yeah, it was filmed on Game Boy, on a Game Boy camera. Hogan, small dick. Let's just say that. Dude exposed himself. He has a small dick, guys. Big muscles, small dick. $1981, yeah, that Killer Khan, that wrestler, he was awesome. I liked him. I miss him so much. He broke Andre the Giant's leg, they said. But back in like 81, wrestling was still a myth. You just heard about it. I'd never watched it. Similar to Superman, people, maybe Batman or Spider-Man. Spider-Man's a great example because they didn't make Spider-Man movies from 1978 until 2002. It was 20 years without a Spider-Man movie. Kids wanted that shit. Who was really high in demand? They bring back Dick Tracy like we give a shit. Dick Tracy was an excellent cosplay of the pervert in a trench coat. The Giant was trained by Headbanger Mosh and Thrasher, and those are the last guys you wanted to get trained with, okay? I mean, I have to say, the Giant... The Giant doesn't wrestle with Headbanger Thrasher, does he? If the Giant is so good, he doesn't even associate with the guys he went to school with. Beat that with your Paul White thinks his name. Oh, you know, Vince McMahon said Paul White's name is too generic, so they named him the Big Show, and Big Show didn't even like his name. And Big Show complained, I can't use the name Giant because WCW owns it. And his motto is, I'm big, I can't do anything. I can't do anything. I'm big, I can't do anything. It's like he doesn't remember. Is the Silver Surfer kick ass? The Silver Surfer is not from Earth, so go ahead and identify as that guy, because he's not from the Isle of Tonga. He's never been even in the Pacific Ocean. If he had an ethnic background, yeah, you know, if it was a girl and it was gay, then the Silver Surfer would be pretty cool. I've never seen Silver Surfer, you know, without his surfboard practically. He's always seen flying somewhere. He's like a dude on a scooter. Is a dude on a scooter like Kick-Ass? No. A dude on a scooter and a dude on a skateboard are both classified dumbasses. There you go. No surfer has ever done anything in real life. They're all morons. They're all dipshits. Okay? You can count on one hand everything a surfer has done. You're gonna take Taiwan on a surfboard. I mean that's the type of, you have a chance, guys. You can show everybody that surfboard should be made by the government. We need surfboards in the government contracts. Or you're just a piece of crap equipment. You'd be better off making just a life vest, because you don't want to actually learn how to swim. You're trying to cheat the ocean on a surfboard. Of how far do you think you're gonna get? You're gonna go from Italy to Albania? Is that like 50 miles? Can you paddle that? Probably. You're gonna cross the Mediterranean with a bunch of refugees on a surfboard. No. Maybe unless you're getting towed by. What if refugees were being towed? That's really cool. They were surfing. And that's on skis. You need skis for that. More, yeah. It's 10:45. Listen to the radio in 15 minutes. Set my alarm for 13 minutes.
Done.
What's it gonna tell me? The Dodgers and the Padres today won. The Chicago Cubs they had a 2-run homer in the ninth inning to beat Baltimore in Baltimore. I like to see Baltimore lose every time they play. The Brewers are still with a 2-game lead. Hey, teddy bear. I like to watch Earthbound streams because then I can just say teddy bear in chat and I can say Belcher in chat. The two most important things in Earthbound is having a teddy bear and not dying on Belcher, the hardest boss in the game. We got 2 notifications. I wrote a comment. I don't even remember writing this. A whiz joke. Funny. I like 2008 era Marvel. That's when they were still making Iron Man. That's why I like Daredevil. And nobody likes Daredevil. I like Hulk 2003. And I haven't sat through much else. Someday I could watch them all in less than a single day. It's not that much content. It's not like 1,000 episodes of One Piece to catch up on. Maybe there's 20 movies. Just skip half of them. Just watch one that looks good. If Iron Man's not in the movie, I probably won't watch it. Do I like John Cena as No. So anything with Peacemaker, you just don't watch it. So I am biased against the actors. I'm not going to watch a Dave Bautista movie. I will specifically not watch the Guardians of the Gallery because Bautista's in it. I'd rather watch The Miz as the Marine. I'd rather watch some See No Evil with Kane. There's plenty of old stuff to watch. Old stuff is just better. These wrestling girls are saying that they copy the fights from Scream. Just watch Scream with the Ghostface Killer. They don't do new things. They're not innovating diddly dick. Sometimes they spread their legs right when they get pinned. You might see some good crotch shots. Look at the fat 30-year-old girls pretend we're interested in. They all get the same shorts from the same person. They all have the same graphic designer. Everybody shops at the same store on WWE. There's just a different color. Everybody looks the goddamn same. Except like Mr. Iguana. It's like, who the hell made that guy's outfit? It looks like trash. The best skin is the Roman Reigns chest plate. It is pretty much illegal to wear a protective vest in public. So, WWF taunting Americans, you can't even legally dress like this. But if you want to be the blue meanie, go ahead. Go ahead, be the blue meanie. You want to be like Otis? You want to be the big fatty? Like, no, you can do that, but you can't wear a protective vest in public like Roman Reigns. You can't. You can't. Only Roman has that privilege. Dean Ambrose doesn't wear a protective vest anymore. I don't want to check out his body, I'll tell you that. He should put on a vest. WWE, that's when your face looks like shit. AEW, that's when your body looks like shit. Do I love Wolverine? Not even as a playable hero in a video game. So every game that Wolverine is in is trash. His taste in women is trash. He's a Canadian. I hate all Canadians. The hype of Wolverine was trash. That's some 1987 hype. The Punisher was like the guy at the time, okay? So nope, don't like Wolverine. I like the other X-Men. I'm a Cyclops guy. Okay, I have to like somebody, right? I like Beast Man. I like Beast Man, Cyclops. Those are the two. Yeah, the two. Well, the Punisher and Wolverine are pretty much the same thing. Except the Wolverine has a little self-control. Wolverine spent his time in Japan, which is just like, he's Canadian, well, and he's in Japan. That's his whole story. He can smell you. Okay, he's got a nose. Whereas a Punisher is closer to Batman. He never leaves his own city. I'm much more like I'm always in my own city. I have a lot more in common with Punisher than the Wolverine. And most likely you do too. Unless you go to 82 Chicago Cubs road games a year, you were broke. It's very common for NFL fans to see every game of the season. They only have to buy 10 plane tickets half the time. The 49er fans will not be traveling with the team this year, guys. I'm telling you, the 49ers cannot afford to be in Vegas this August. So that's good. There'll be less fights in the stand, and maybe people will act right. They never do. You go to the Raiders, you watch the Raiders versus 49ers to see the fans attack each other and video record it. I mean, they bring. The Batman wouldn't pull the trigger and he would be dead. If he went one-on-one with Punisher, Batman never shoots anybody. Punisher shoots everybody. So the Punisher would obviously, unless Batman had bulletproof shit, you know, and maybe he does it occasionally. The hunt is the Punisher bulletproof? Probably not. But as it is, Batman never pulls the trigger, so it's not possible for Batman to win. And the Punisher always has a gun, right? Pretty much, unless he's doing one-handed pull-ups. And Batman doesn't do one-handed pull-ups. So we know that the Punisher can, you know, Batman's gonna be like, I'm holding on. If it was hand to hand, probably Batman. Probably Batman. The Batman has never lost a one-on-one, and he's had Batman has had a lot of fights. My alarm's about to go off in 1 minute, so I'm gonna crank the radio up in a preemptive. Switch to my hand. If they had everything, including the Batmobile and a sidekick, it would come down to Robin would probably overwhelm the Punisher because the Punisher has no sidekick. So if you include equipment, that would be a complete loadout of the sidekick too. Batman could show up with Batgirl too. I mean, Batman could have more than one friend. Punisher's not going to have any backup. So the best way to take him out by coalition. So the only way that they could actually win in a fair fight is if Batman has a gun, which he wouldn't. He wouldn't have a gun, and he wouldn't need to pull the trigger to beat the Punisher. He would probably use his stealth technology to, you know, bats can see in the dark. The Punisher can't see in the dark. The Batman would get the drop on Punisher, most likely. Because the Batman can see in the dark. Okay. Armpit hair. So thin you can't barely see it. Armpit hair. Batman and DC are different universes. So if Marvel was versus DC, but I don't know, man. Punisher might not even be in the game. They could probably make that game without the Punisher in it. DC has too many heroes to choose from. I mean, DC only has like 3 heroes. That's Superman, Batman. Green Lantern is he? I mean, DC is the trash universe. Deadpool and Daredevil are both Marvel, so they would be on a team. Okay, that's like WWF versus WCW. Marvel is the WCW of wrestling. So, Spider-Man is like the Hogan of Marvel. Without Spider-Man, there wouldn't be an X-Men. There wouldn't be an Iron Man. Spider-Man is the best hero. He is the best hero. He's kind of like Superman, except he's from Earth. So you can actually he's just a different version of Superman. More earthly. Now Superman is kind of like a lunatic. He thinks Earth is his and shit. I know he doesn't have a planet to go back to. But doesn't mean he can't go find one. You can't just go find one. Superman's like Jesus. He doesn't even have a home. He has no temple. He's just got he goes to this fortress of solitude. There's no pilgrimage. You can't take a pilgrimage. You can't walk in Superman's shoes, but you can go to New York and you can walk in Spider-Man's shoes. Iron Man versus Magneto. Well, Iceman is the most powerful because he can control ice. Magneto can't stop Iceman. That's the theory that I remember agreeing to. But Iceman is too busy acting like the Silver Surfer to realize he was the most powerful. You said Iron Man, and I changed the topic to Iceman. Iron Man was halfway done when he started. Iron Man only created enemies. He never had an enemy. He only created enemies. You're lucky I know everything. You're lucky I know everything about this shit. I don't know how I know everything. Maybe I read Iron Man. Every time Tony Stark has a problem, it's his own shit fighting him. I didn't really like some of his last appearances in the movies, handling other people's problems. He's supposed to be just protecting his government contract. That's all he should do. He's not a goodwill hunting type of guy. Tony Stark is selfish and self-centered. The Daredevil might actually. What are you talking about? Magneto is a psycho. He cares about everybody. That's right. Magneto would just destroy Tony Stark. Tony Stark he's made out of metal. He's all made out of metal. We know what Magneto should be able to do, but they can't. But he can't do because our computer graphics aren't good enough to show Magneto folding people like tinfoil. Thunderbolts. Who is the Beyonder? I don't know who Beyonder is. He sounds like he's not somebody from Earth, so he's a side quest in somebody's main adventure. The Thunderbolts. I don't think I hate that show, man. Or is it new? I'm looking at Thunderbolts now, coming out 2025. It came out May 2nd, so I already missed it. I don't know anything about it. I'm not interested in the Fantastic Four. The nerd characters, retard personalities of the Thing. Another Downey. The Human Torch is a stupid hero. And the Invisible Woman, man, that's not what I'm investing my money in. I want to see the woman. I want to see my woman. I don't want an invisible woman. You see my invisible woman? She's right there. Every time I need a woman, I got my invisible woman right there. Right now, superhero movies are kind of just trash. I haven't seen a new movie in like 5 years, though, by the way. Every time, I might never watch another movie for the rest of my life. And that's typically the average person can probably say, will say that. Movies are for a small demographic. If it's a mainstream movie, the president will force you to watch it. Every year the president picks a new movie like for the kids in school to watch. The Thunderbolts will be what the kids watch at school, okay? I'm not in the school. I'm not looking for basic human power and strategy, inspiration. I've already picked sides. That even the new South Park sucks. What will be good will anything be good this year? The NFL will be good this year. Yeah. The most important video, because the NFL, they have more cameras. And they make those movies with one camera, bro. They got all this shit happening, and they're using one camera to film it. What if they had 10 cameras, like an NFL game? They can't, because the movie makers are broke boys. You watch wrestling, they barely have about 5 cameras, it seems. It's all about the stadium capabilities, right? The thing that makes wrestling good is that fans can make videos and you can actually see behind the curtain, you know. If you're making a Spider-Man and you have 100 people on set, everybody should be recording. Have a good. You gotta sleep. Get your sleep because I know you do wake up. You do wake up at 6:30. You said. So old things could be new again. I just watched Metropolis, right? I just watched most of 1984. I hadn't even seen it. Good strategy. I'm on the 52nd minute of this show. Nice. Christian McCaffrey says his past injuries aren't something. Make sure you tackle Christian by his left foot. You might get a penalty, but you'll probably have to be taken out of the game. Yeah, you're supposed to hit your opponent so hard that they can't play. You play the game in the first quarter. You win it. You win it on the bench. The best thing about the Chicago Bulls is they never got hurt. You would never see an injury. Other teams, somebody's getting hurt every year. The Chicago Bulls would never get injured. You play the Bulls, not Jordan. You play the Bears, not Walter Payton. I can't wait to watch streams and just not be a kid on YouTube anymore. To say crazy things to people. People who self-censor themselves. Half of the shows I watch. Unblur all the Coco Love cock thumbnails. Guys, if you You know you're watching the good videos if they blur your thumbnails. From where are you from? From Los Angeles. Pasadena. Home of 5 Super Bowls. What do they do where you're from? Not Super Bowls, right? I came straight out of 5 Super Bowls. How many Super Bowls have I been to? Really? This will be my 7th Super Bowl as a host. The Super Bowl 50 was I was in town for that. That was my 6th Super Bowl. It had been 20 years in between that, 93 and 2014 season. From Super Bowl 27 till Super Bowl 50, that's 23 years. I had not been at a city when the Super Bowl was there. I was a bike rider. My dad was a motorcycle mechanic. And I've never spent much time on a scooter or a gas powered cylinder. Nothing but pedals. Everything I had was pedals, and they always broke. I always had the pedal was falling off. I had to screw it back on every 1,000 rotations. I'd have to get my 3 1/4 inch socket wrench and tighten my pedal. And I could still get pretty far on that bike. You wouldn't even say that bike is. You gotta get on that bike like that. You have a death wish. I'm from India. Maybe all of us are. It turns out maybe all of us are. Bangladesh is BRICS, right? We're gonna. I'm in America. We're gonna hook you up, guys. We're gonna hook you up. Brazil is a little too far for you guys to. We're gonna trade. I'll trade you bees. We'll take the Brazil, and we'll give you the Bangladesh. Yeah. Besides, we know you want Manchuria. You'll be so busy in Manchuria. You don't want to touch with Brazil. Oh yeah, wide roads, mostly 4 lanes, 5 lanes. Nothing grotesque. No 6-lane highways. Houston has gross roads, right? You watch Mileage Mike? You're watching too much Mileage Mike. The world according to Briggs, right? Fed Channel, Some Ordinary Gamer, Fed Channel. I roughly did 29 years in LA. And I think I think I'm wrong. It could be over 30, it could be about 31 years in LA. And do the math again real quick. From 76 to 2000 is 24 years. But in the last 25 years, I left LA 10 years ago. So I spent a maximum of 15 years in LA this century. 15 plus 24, that goddamn, that's 39 out of 49 years. But I did 5 years in Texas out of 39, that's 34 years in LA. Then you add up all the vacation time I took out of LA, maybe a year, like Palm Springs. You know, going to Palm Springs a lot. So I spent about 33 years in LA, okay? That's my final estimate. Oh no, minus, and then I take another year out for Cincinnati. Yeah, I'll just say 32 years. I'm never too successful in LA, so I just gave it up. Sometimes in life you have to give up on something. And being successful in Los Angeles was just not possible. The population density is too high that the distance to travel everything is ridiculous. It's a desert. It's a fucking desert, bro. I'm not gonna slave my entire life to live in a desert. I live in San Francisco now. Yeah. Why don't I pull up in a new Bugatti? Why don't you buy a new Bugatti? I start a GoFund for Bugatti. GoFund my Bugatti. You GoFund my Bugatti. The Lamborghini song, that's a Pittsburgh song, guys. I hate Lamborghinis and I hate the Lombardi Trophy. You have to protect the Lombardi Trophy from the enemy. I appreciate anybody who can hold it so 49ers can't get it. So the Eagles, I'm thankful the Eagles have won that Super Bowl. When they won their first one, I was thankful. My first Super Bowl live stream was Eagles and Patriots, and I got over on Tom Brady that day. Most people, all of you new people to YouTube, there's only one dream, guys. The YouTube dream is that the Steelers make it to the Super Bowl and they get a lot of traffic. So you just can't let the Steelers in the Super Bowl. All of their YouTube channels have to be a failure. You have to understand that I do 49ers news somewhat, because I live in the 49ers, you know, we do make it to the Super Bowl. And hey, the Super Bowl is here this year, so even if the 49ers don't make it to the Super Bowl, I still get to cover the Super Bowl and support the winner. But the Steeler fans, they can't do it. They only love themselves if they don't make it. Instead of firing all their coaches, you know, we're gonna keep Mike Tomlinson and stop. And we're not going to listen to any of the Steeler crybabies. They act like they have nothing. They won 6 Super Bowls. Okay. They act like they have nothing. Okay. If they win another one, it doesn't mean anything. They don't need it. They're just trying to act needy, so that you know they're stealing. Ask me around Christmas when the Pittsburgh Nittany Lions, or what, Pittsburgh Panthers, the shittiest Panthers. I like the Carolina Panthers. Pittsburgh Panthers, Carolina Panthers, Pittsburgh Panthers, Florida Panthers hockey, yeah. Pittsburgh Panthers football. You see, if they had one team, they could take all the good Penn State players and all the Pittsburgh players, and they could actually win. They'd go undefeated every year. But because they have to have 2 teams. We need 2 teams. When you're watching 2 teams and it's literally the same fans. They got the same people in the stands at the Penn State and the Pittsburgh. Cyberpunk only means nighttime. As soon as it's a cyberpunk world and it's during the daytime, it's like, oh shit, this looks like 2025. Oh, it's nighttime. Whoa, cyberpunk. Cyberpunk, that means you can't. My show must be cyberpunk because I don't have good lights. Cyberpunk is when you're trying to get the details out of something and you can't quite figure out what it is. You can't see close enough. But then you look at CM Punk and then you don't want to look. That's punk. When you see a cute girl and she's a punk, you're like, oh. I can wait 30 years for a chick. I'm gonna check my battery. I bet at 24%. Let's look at the statistics for this episode. Mild. 103. My view count up. I don't want to sit here like a crazy person trying to talk to myself. You listen, half these people on Discord is like, they think that Discord is a stream. Like talking to a dude on Discord. Yeah, that's a commercially sellable product. You like hens better than chicks. Well, you know what? I was with a woman once, and her pussy was so tight. I didn't want to even play. I didn't want her anymore. I was like, damn, you women, you really got to get one that fits you, you know. Miss it, you know. When you're trying to put your dick into something that won't fit, that's like a typical porn movie. Half the time, either a dude can't get hard, or the dick won't even fit. Okay. Ideally, that's not what you would call a life partner. That's a fond memory. That's just a fond memory, something you can learn from. Your best bet is to date a petite woman who's already had children. But if you're going for a petite one that is not gonna have your child, let's stay pro-life, okay? Let's be pro-life. I could have aborted my daughter, but I didn't. So I can sit here and tell you I'm pro-life. And I thought it could that baby will destroy my life. Then Hurricane Katrina happened and my wife left me. It's all right. Blame it on Katrina. I go to ESPN Saints. That's my homepage on the internet. St. Michael is my mic. St. Michael is my favorite saint. Because my name is Michael. You all call me Ted. You know what? My name's Michael. Ted Michael Belcher. TMB, full initials. TMB. Hello YouTube, I'm 49. I'm 18,025 days old. Let's get the exact count. How many days old am I? 18,028. Was the president about 28,000? He's 10,000 days older than me. My 30-year-old viewers, you're just about, you're 10,000 days. a 10-year-old is only like 3,000 days. At 20, you're like 6,000 days. You should get out the army at 40. If you do 20 years in the army, you should be 12,000 days. When you're hitting 50, you're at 18,000. Let's go. 40 times 365.
It's 14,600.
14,600 is 40 years. I think 14,600 is a more intriguing number than just saying 40. Oh, I'm 40. Well, 40 what? Let's go. 18,028 times 24.
The answer is 432,672.
I'm 432 hours, 432,000 hours old. Trump is about what, 600,000 days old? Maybe 60 hours. We're going hours, I'm saying days, I'm stuttering, I'm mumbling. We destroy others' lives, not they destroy us. We destroy their lives, not they destroy us. How you study for... all you have to do is be committed. The enemy is ready. Respect your enemy. In war, the only thing that is real is your enemy, and hopefully your God is paying attention. You say, God, I see these people. I see my enemies. Your enemies are fucking real, bro. You just want to work on the imaginary God. You can't focus on the imaginary God that even your enemy has to argue with. Your enemy has already come to grips with your imaginary God. There's many ways to win. At your discretion, pick one. Pick one at your discretion. Did I drop a cigarette back in there? The Army has the cream of the crop as a selection right now. No broke boys. They probably wouldn't even take me in 2025. I know that the Army is full of, the graveyard is full of people who thought the Army needed them. I already was there. I don't need to be I'm just here to watch the Army do everything they can without me. Because I did what they wanted. You do what they want. And then you're done. Then you're done. been 23 years. Everybody I know is out. Nobody is in anymore. Some people aren't doing very good. I think I'm doing pretty good by my long range spider senses. And that's how important Spider-Man is. He lets you sense things. You know, my Superman super hearing, and my X-ray vision on my friends' pictures. You know, I could see that I think I am doing better than a lot of people didn't make it from my Generation X. Okay. I'm surrounded by old people and young people, and I never get to find somebody my own age who isn't just a mental retard, because it's very hard to comprehend computers and video games and wrestling if you're born in the 70s. You say Generation X didn't care, and the first thing I didn't care about was Elvis. All the boomers were crying about Elvis being dead. And I was like, what's that got to do with me? And then I could inspect Elvis. They would show me their Elvis, and I'd say, this is a dumbass. You look up to this guy. Then they would show you John Wayne. You're like, who watches this crap? Like, they think Car 54 is a good show. Funny, huh? California is Mexico. Let me just remind you that half of California is south of the border. It's called Baja. And you can be born in California and not even be you're not a United States citizen. California is not exclusive to the United States. And there's even a place called Hollywood in Pennsylvania, just so they can commit mail fraud, you know. Illegally naming your city. Like, I'm going to start a new city. I'm going to name it Pittsburgh. Well, everybody in Pittsburgh is going to want to start some shit with me. Potato bugs. Yuck. We have a Pittsburgh over here. It's right next to Oakland. We have our own Pittsburgh. I don't need to go all the way to Pennsylvania to go to Pittsburgh. The bus, it's not a bus, it's the BART. I could take the damn train straight to Pittsburgh. I could be there in an hour. I've never even been there. Swipe the credit card twice. Sit on the bus. Whoa, I'm in Pittsburgh. Logistics is more important than the recruitment. Build a supply train for your army so the recruits will ride it. The last army to show up on foot was like Georgia, when they showed up to support Russia. You're not going to walk to Moscow and say, hey, I'm your new recruit. You have to build a supply line so they don't have to walk. The Fiend. I'm looking at WWE USA and do they have, just like El Grande Americano is the Fiend? Anybody can be the Fiend now? This is a couple years ago. Good riddance, get off my television. Bo Dallas isn't under contract, so Bo Dallas, my favorite wrestler, doesn't even have a salary. He doesn't get paid. If you look at how much all the wrestlers get paid, you'll see that Bo Dallas isn't on the list. All I know is that we have enemies. And I want this SERBIA. 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 Just sat through a lot of propaganda. It's all about keeping the office. Final Fantasy doesn't want to pay the original creator. They want to create their crap and take the money for themselves, you know. Nintendo doesn't want to re-release SimCity on Super Nintendo. I mean, everybody wants to pretend that the Nintendo lets them play their childhood, but you can't get the game that sold the system. You can't buy SimCity in particular. That I don't need to mention any other single game. We know that half of the library is not available. It's just another re-release of Mario Sunshine. And pretending it's online. It's the same offline crap it was when it came out. In Halo 2, man, back in Halo 2, you'd play a 2-hour game on ranked with open microphones talking to the enemy and talking about, no, we don't want to let you win. Taking the map out of bounds. You know, taking the flag out of bounds and refusing to score it. And 4-on-4. It's maybe 8-on-8, but 8-on-8 didn't always have the 4-on-4 maps you need. Exploiting on a if you're cheating in Halo on Big Team Battle, that's 8v8. It's very hard to get out the map on the Big Team Battle maps. Later, the snow map was easy to get out of. I learned that on day 1. Worry about who created us later. So I don't really want to get into the argument about how confused everybody else is. I believe in God. But God is probably up there with his friends laughing because there's a whole bunch of gods. So, and we might have the one that fucked up. The one who did sloppy work. drinking Coke. I'm drinking Coke. Hurricane. 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 And I got the 10% battery warning. I think I watched WCW Nitro. Join the chat, the WCW. We're gonna chug. Ah. 3% battery. I'm switching to a horizontal stream. So I'm gonna restart my stream on my iPad.